we're back with another story time. I wonder if you can guess what we're going to do today. Today is just going to be all about silly things. Meatball has her silly wig on. She doesn't like it very much, so she's a little bit squirmy. We'll take it off her. And I have a unicorn horn on today because I love unicorns, like a lot of you do too. So let's do our hello song. Let's do my hands say hello, my hands say hello. When is he? All my friends, my hands say hello. What about our hair? Let's do our hair. My hair says hello, my hair says hello. When is he? All my friends, my hair says hello. What about, my ears? My ears say hello, my ears say hello. When is he? All my friends, my ears say hello. I know, Meatball, I got it off you. You didn't like it. What else would I do? Our tongue? Bleep. Bleep. My tongue says hello. My tongue says hello. When is he? All my friends, my tongue says hello. What else? How about our eyes? Oh, very good. My eyes say hello. My eyes say hello. When is he? All my friends, my eyes say hello. What about... let's do our muscles. My muscles say hello. My muscles say hello. When is he? Oh, my friends, my muscles say hello. And our nose? Boop. My nose says hello. My nose says hello. When is he? All my friends, my nose says hello. Meatball, are you ready to hear the story? Are you ready? Are you guys ready? Meaty, are you ready to hear the story? We have super silly, fun stories today. Oh my gosh. She didn't like to wear her wig, so we'll put that away for next time. How about that? My first story today is really funny, and it's really silly, and it's called Llama Destroys the World. Do you know what a llama is? A llama is a little bit like, that's a llama. Sometimes they're called alpacas. It's a special type of llama. And they're very soft, and they have really pretty big eyes. They're very pretty. So, this is everything llama needs for a great week. He has cake, pants. A giant rip in his pants because he had too much cake. A black hole. Wait, what? And the end of the world. That wasn't supposed to happen. So let's start our week off right and see how Llama starts his week off right. This is by Jonathan Stutzman. I am Llama. On Friday, Llama will destroy the world. I am Llama, proclaimed Llama. Monday. On Monday, Llama found cake. Piles of cake, more cake than any llama should ever eat. Dat, said Llama. And Llama ate all of the cake. Oh my gosh, look at all the cake. Oh, one time I made a cake like that, a rainbow cake on the inside. It was so much fun. It's so cool. But that's a lot of cake. This was Llama's first mistake. Burp. I don't think he even said excuse me. It was an honest mistake. It was a delicious mistake. It was one of those mistakes that leads to more mistakes and eventually the ultimate doom of everything. Eating all the cake. On Tuesday, Tuesdays were for dancing, so Llama put on his dancing pants. The pants did not fit because he was still full of cake. But he never danced without his dancing pants. They made his butt look groovy. So Llama huffed and puffed and squeezed and stuffed himself into the pants. Hi, Gray Boy. And that was his second mistake. And then Llama danced, and he jigged, and he tangoed, and he cha-cha-cha'd real smooth. And his rhythm was perfect. His moves were precise. But those pants never stood a chance. Rip! Oh my gosh. He was too fat from all that cake. The rip was thunderous. It shook the house, the trees, the mountains. It shook the very fabric of the universe. Rip! The cosmic vibrations from the ripping pants were so mighty that a black hole tore open. Wednesday. On Wednesday, Llama found the black hole. Dat, said Llama. He had never seen a black hole before. He didn't know what it could be or what it could do. But Llama was a llama of science. He knew the answers were out there waiting to be discovered. Llama read books. He ran complex experiments. He debated with the greatest minds and thinkers he could find, and then he analyzed the data and came to a well-thought-out conclusion. Dat, said the llama wisely. Instead of warning the world of its imminent doom, Llama decided to do something more important. He made a bologna and cheese sandwich with extra cheese. That is quite a sandwich. Now I want a sandwich. And this was his third mistake. Thursday. On Thursday, many signs of doom appeared in the sky. Flying top hats, soaring teacups, twisting, tumbling, well-dressed turtles. But Llama didn't notice. There's a piggy. Thursdays were for painting, and Llama was busy painting his latest masterpiece. He's a very serious artist. The end was near. Friday! Dum dum dum! On Friday, the world ended. The more the black hole sucked in, the bigger and stronger it grew. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The animals flew, the pizzas and bicycles and houseplants flew, and Llama flew too. I am Llama! The black hole swallowed everything up. Every single thing left in the world, everything left in the universe got all swallowed up. Right into there. There's our Earth, and we're on there, and whoop, went right into that. Yikes. Until there was nothing. I am Llama. He's way down there. Saturday. On Saturday, the other side of the black hole, everything was fine. The universe tumbled out exactly as it had been before. Even Llama. Ha ha! I am Llama! Proclaimed Llama. He's so cute. And there's the piggy, and the fancy turtle, and the bunny. The sky was blue, the sun was shining, the world was perfectly calm, like nothing had ever happened. Sunday. On Sunday, with the world back to normal, Llama found something wonderful. Piles of pie. More pie than any llama should ever eat. Ha ha, dat, said Llama. So, Llama ate all of the pie. The end. So he destroyed the world, but then everything was okay again. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the world is a crazy, scary place, and we can't make sense of it, and we can't figure out why things are the way they are, and then we just get through it, and things are okay. So there's a lesson to be gleaned from this. So that was our first silly story for the day. I think it's time for a song. This is called the Croaky Pokey. Now, I'm not going to if I stand up to do this, you won't be able to see me. So everybody needs to stand up and do this while I read you. This is a book that we kind of sing, all right? So this is the Croaky Pokey. by Ethan Long. Let's look on this. Why do you think it might be called the Croaky Pokey? What do we see on there? Frogs. There's one playing a trombone. Hey everyone, let's do the Croaky Pokey. You put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you wave it all about. We hop the Croaky Pokey as we chase a fly around, right in the froggy's mouth. Can you catch a fly with your tongue? What? I don't think I would like to eat flies, but, that's just me. You put your left hand in, you put your left hand out, you put your left hand in, and you wave it all about. We hop the Croaky Pokey, and we chase a fly around, right in the froggy's mouth. You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you wave it all about. We hop the Croaky Pokey as we chase a fly around, right in the froggy's mouth. What? You put your left foot in, put your left foot out, put your left foot in, and you wave it all about. We hop the Croaky Pokey as we chase a fly around, right in the froggy's mouth. Whack! Snap! Oh man. That crocodile almost got my tongue. Or alligator. I'm not sure. But he has a lot of teeth, and I think he wanted to bite our tongues off. And, no way. Put your head in, put your head out, you put your head in, and you wave it all about. We hop the Croaky Pokey as we chase a fly around, right in the froggy's mouth. Snap! Whoa. Haha. Here's the fun part. You guys have to do this. You put your backside in, you put your backside out, you put your backside in, and you wave it all about. We hop the Croaky Pokey as we chase a fly around, right in the froggy's mouth. Whack! Oh boy, there's a lot happening here. All these, yikes, all these flies. You put your whole self in, you put your whole self out, you put your whole self in, and you wave it all about. We hop the Croaky Pokey as we chase a fly around. Snap, snap, what? Boop. Where do you think it's going to go? Oh my gosh! Talk about being tongue-tied. Their tongues are all tied up. Ah! Slurp. Right in the fishy's mouth. The fish got the fly. And that's what it's all about. So that was our Croaky Pokey song. And then I have another silly story. This one's kind of silly. And there's a follow-up to this story that I'll read another time that's just for us in Pittsburgh because we're special, because we're from Pittsburgh. And yeah, everybody wants to read stories about us. So this book is called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Meatball? She's sleeping. She's not even listening to the story anymore. She's exhausted from me making her wear her wig. This is a super silly story. And this is written by Judy Barrett and drawn by Ron Barrett. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Everybody, take a minute, look outside. Let's see what the weather's doing. Right now when I'm making this, it's Monday morning, and it's kind of cloudy. Yesterday was really nice. It was windy, though. And today it's not as warm. And maybe it'll rain later. I don't know. But there could be rain. I don't know. We were all sitting around the big kitchen table. It was Saturday morning, pancake morning. Mom was squeezing oranges for juice. Henry and I were betting on how many pancakes we could each eat. And Grandpa was doing the flipping. All all those pancakes. Lots and lots. Seconds later, something flew through the air and headed towards the kitchen ceiling. Whoa. Cat runs away. Dog runs away. Oh my gosh, what is it? And landed, splat, right on Henry. Ha! After we realized that the flying object was only a pancake, we all laughed, even Grandpa. Breakfast continued quite uneventfully. Means nothing went on. All the other pancakes landed in the pan, and when all of them were eaten, even the one that landed on Henry. They ate them all. Nom, 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 nom. That night, touched off by the pancake incident at breakfast, Grandpa told us the best tall-tale bedtime story he'd ever told. Across an ocean, over lots of bumpy mountains, across 3 hot deserts and 1 smaller ocean, there lay the tiny town of Chew and Swallow. Lots of mountains, deserts, and yeah, looks like there's Chew and Swallow way over there. In most ways, it was very much like any other tiny town. It had a main street lined with stores, houses with trees and gardens around them, a school, and about 300 people and some assorted cats and dogs. Yep, there's a movie theater, a shoe store, dry cleaner, gift shop, barber shop. Yep, probably a pizza shop, I'm thinking maybe, I don't know. Or not. I don't see any food stores. Because there were no food stores in the town of Chew and Swallow, they didn't need any. The sky supplied all the food they could possibly want. The only thing that was really different about Chew and Swallow was its weather. It came 3 times a day, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything that everyone ate came from the sky. And here's a guy, and the dog in the window, waiting for maybe breakfast or lunch. But whatever the weather served, that was what they ate. But it never rained rain, it never snowed snow, and it never blew just wind. It rained things like soup and juice. It snowed mashed potatoes and green peas, and sometimes the wind blew in a storm of hamburgers. Whoa. I don't see any bacon or cheese on those burgers, though. It's kind of boring. I don't know. Okay. The people could watch the weather report on television in the morning, and they would hear a prediction for the next day's food. And it says cloudy with a chance of meatballs. When the townspeople went outside, they carried their plates, cups, glasses, forks, spoons, knives, and napkins with them, and that way they would always be prepared for any kind of weather. If there were leftovers, and there usually were, the people took them home and put them in their refrigerators in case they got hungry in between meals. Oops. That's a lot. Wow. There's pie and soup, pancakes. The menu varied. By the time they woke up in the morning, breakfast was already coming down. After a brief shower of orange juice, low clouds of sunny-side-up eggs moved in, followed by pieces of toast. Butter and jelly sprinkled down for the toast, and most of the time it rained milk afterwards. For lunch one day, frankfurters, already in their rolls, blew in from the northwest at about 5 miles an hour. There were mustard clouds nearby, and the wind shifted to the east and brought in baked beans, and a drizzle of pop finished off the meal. Wow. All those hot dogs. Dinner one night consisted of lamb chops, becoming heavy at times with occasional ketchup. Periods of peas and baked potatoes were followed by a gradual clearing with a wonderful Jell-O setting in the west. A Jell-O sunset. But the sanitation department of Chew and Swallow had a rather unusual job for a sanitation department. These were the garbage people, the garbage pickup people. It had to remove the food that fell on the houses and sidewalks and lawns. The workers cleaned things up after every meal and fed all the dogs and cats. Then they emptied some of it into the surrounding oceans for the fish and the turtles and the whales to eat. The rest of the food was put back into the earth so that the soil would be richer for people's flower gardens. They had a lot of stuff to clean up, like the street sweepers and the garbage pickup people. I mean, their job is already hard, but could you imagine that's a lot of stuff to pick up. Life for the townspeople was delicious until the weather took a turn for the worse. Here's a newspaper. Spaghetti ties up town. Traffic snarled on Lower Intestine Street. Oh my gosh, look at this spaghetti. It's just everywhere. One day, there was nothing but gorgonzola cheese all day long. You ever had gorgonzola cheese? It tastes good, but kind of stinky. The next day, there was only broccoli, and it was all overcooked. Ugh, mushy and squishy. And the next day, there were Brussels sprouts and peanut butter with mayonnaise. That's not a good combination either. Another day there was pea soup fog and no one could see where they were going and they could barely find the rest of the meal that got stuck in the fog. They could not see a thing. The food was getting larger and larger, and so was the portions. The people were getting frightened. Violent storms blew up frequently, and awful things were happening. One Tuesday, there was a hurricane of bread and rolls all day long and into the night. There were soft rolls and hard rolls, and some with seeds and some without. There was white bread and rye and whole wheat toast, and most of it was larger than they had ever seen bread and rolls before. It was a terrible day. Everyone had to stay indoors. Roofs were damaged, and the sanitation department was beside itself. The mess took the workers 4 days! 4 days to clean up! And the sea was full of floating bread. To help out, the people piled as much bread as they could in their backyards, and the birds picked at it a little bit, but it just stayed there and it got stale. There was a storm of pancakes one morning and a downpour of maple syrup that nearly flooded the town. Huge pancake covered the school, and no one could get it off because of its weight, so they had to close the school. Now, our schools are closed right now, but it's not because you have a pancake on it. That's crazy. How big would that pancake have to be to cover Wilkins or Edgewood or Turtle Creek? That is like ginormous. I don't even know how you would make a pancake that big. Lunch one day brought 15-inch drifts of cream cheese and jelly sandwiches. Everyone ate themselves sick, and they all had a stomachache at the end of the day. And then there was an awful salt and pepper wind accompanied by an even worse tomato tornado! People were sneezing themselves silly and running to avoid the tomatoes. The town was a mess. There were seeds and pulp everywhere. Ugh. That would be so yucky. Oh my gosh. And then this is just a disaster. The sanitation department gave up. The job was too big. Everyone feared for their lives. They couldn't go outside most of the time. Many houses had been badly damaged by giant meatballs. Stores were boarded up, and there was no more school for the children. So, a decision was made to abandon the town of Chew and Swallow. It was a matter of survival. They just couldn't even live there anymore. Wow. The people glued together the giant pieces of stale bread sandwich style with peanut butter, and they took the absolute necessities with them, and they set sail on their rafts for a new land. This is like a sandwich boat, and you see what it's made out of? It's bread, and maybe there's peanut butter in the middle, and some cheese as a sail, and they had to build that. They had to figure out how to build something to get them out of there because they couldn't live there anymore. There's a piece of bacon as a flag. These people have a piece of pizza for a sale. Yeah, that's pizza too. After being afloat for a week, they finally reached a small coastal town which welcomed them. The bread had held up surprisingly well enough for them to build little houses out of it temporarily. The kids all went back to school. The adults all tried to find a place for themselves in the new land, and the biggest mistake they had to make was getting used to buying food at the grocery store. They found it odd that the food was kept on shelves, packaged in cans and bottles, meat that had to be cooked, and it was kept in big refrigerators. Nothing came down from the sky now except for rain and snow. The clouds above their heads were not made of fried eggs, and no one ever got hit by a flying hamburger again. Nobody dared go back to Chew and Swallow to find out what had happened. They were too afraid. Henry and I were awake until the very end of Grandpa's story. I remember his goodnight kiss. The next morning, we woke up to see snow falling outside the window. I would like some snow. I love snow. We ran downstairs for breakfast and a little faster than usual so we could go sled riding with Grandpa. It's funny, but even as we were sledding down the hill, I thought about a giant pat of butter at the top, and we could almost smell mashed potatoes. Do you think we were down a mashed potato hill? The end. Wouldn't that be crazy if it rained like hamburgers and stuff? And you know, I have to share this with you. Meatball, someday I'll find the rest of her costume, but she actually has a meatball costume. She just covered her face up, like, please don't make me wear this. But this is her spaghetti and meatball costume, and you put it on her, and you can pet her, and she looks like spaghetti. I know. Miss Mandy's silly, and today was a silly story time. It's fun. So I'm going to give you a silly craft now. So here's what you can do. Ask Mom and Dad first, or Grandma, or whoever your people are. Get a sock, an old sock. So we're going to make a socktopus. Get it? Octopus with a sock. So you're going to get something like, I have just this fluffy stuff. I would not use toilet paper because people are having a hard time finding it right now. My cat is going crazy. I wish you could see him going crazy right now. And you're going to take it and you're going to stuff your socktopus with this. And then what you can do is you can tie up the bottom with some yarn or some string. You can draw a face on your socktopus. You could either, you could stuff it all the way and make all of the string come down for legs. Or your grown-ups could help you with the scissors and you could cut it, your sock, if it's a long sock, and that could be the 8 legs of the octopus. And then you can make it dance around, and it's a cool socktopus. So that's what we have for today. I'm not going to come and visit you every day online now because I need to make sure that I have enough books to last us for a while. So that's how we're going to do things. But there's lots of other librarians out there who also do story time, and you can look up any library in Allegheny County. And I have a lot of friends at other libraries, like Miss Erin from C.C. Meller. She's doing a story time. So you'll be able to see a lot of other of my librarian friends doing story times for you too from their houses. So if you can't see me every day, you can see some of my friends too. We're all going to make sure that your story needs are being met. All right. So we're going to do our goodbye song, and I will see you again in a couple days. All right. Well, it's time to say goodbye to all my friends, all my friends. Well, it's time to say goodbye to all my friends, all my friends. Well, it's time to say goodbye. Wipe that teardrop from your eye. Well, it's time to say goodbye to all my friends. Bye, friends. Miss Mandy loves you. I'll see you in a couple days. Mwah!